Okay, bristle time. Let me quickly show you how I created these little fellas. Before we continue, you see I brought in my geometry from Fusion. They are all set to the correct scale, and I also just color-coded the materials. The red part is red, the silicone is more grayish, and the rest is white, glossy, etc. Okay, so let me hide this stuff, and I'm going in reverse, and then I will kind of like from the beginning show you how we did this. So I have here a plane, and you see this got subdivided a few times. I moved these points around, and at each of these individual points there is another sphere. Let's see, where is that sphere? That sphere is there. And that sphere is an ISO sphere, which I scaled down being flat, because on each face of this icosphere I show or position a tube. So I built this tube one time, then I built this sphere one time, instance this tube over the sphere, and then that result is instant over this mesh. And that's the whole magic behind it. Okay, so as I said, let's delete this. We'll bring this in as a reference, and let's go step by step. First thing I would like to do is create the bristle. So Shift A, make a cylinder. The cylinder, yeah, this is fine. Radius maybe 0.1 millimeters, and the length maybe 5 centimeters. Okay, very good. Then I will zoom into one bottom part, AA, B, make a selection. I'm also in wireframe mode. And then I say Shift S, cursor to select it. So it is down there. Go to object mode, right click or go object, set origin to your 3D cursor. Very good. Okay, we can do a quick check. Shift D, move this one to there, rotate. Yeah, the length is good. And GNX, I just moved this further to there, as cursor to select it. Now we need that sphere. Shift A, icosphere, and then radius maybe 5 millimeters. Okay, it's actually maybe 3 millimeters, maybe smaller. Then we go into edit mode, AA, select the bottom, delete it. We keep 3D cursor, A, S, and Z, and we just flatten that thing. I will keep it for the moment like this, because there's something else I would like to show. I also scale this whole thing down a little bit more. Now, here's the thing. We pick the cylinder in object mode, pick the half dome, Control P to parent it. Then we click the dome, go to the object properties, go to instancing, and say faces. There's our beautiful porcupine. So as bristles, that's kind of pointless because they're too far spread away, which is why when I go into edit mode, S and Z, and collapse this more and more, you can see how the bristles will be more guided together. So I scale this to a degree till if I feel like this looks actually pretty good. Let's say like this. Good. Okay. Now we need to do a head count. Well, how many bristles of these bushels do I want to instance over that thing? So Shift A, make a plane. In edit mode, I scale this one down. S and Y. I'm going to try to take a look at the width, let's say like this. Some subdivisions, maybe like this. One in the center. Actually, no. I try to make as many subdivisions so it looks like a square, like this. This is better. Okay. There. No, actually this one I don't need. Very good. I'll show you why we don't need this later. So now this one I will hide. This plane for the moment. Shift go G, I move over to there, go to wireframe mode. Switch this back to that mode, rotate it so it seems to be lined up. Okay. Then I can go into edit mode. And here's another nice little trick. I want to arc those points. So obviously I could select those and then be a local space, scale them one by one, which is kind of crazy. So I would like to introduce you to proportional editing. Turn this on. Let's see how this one works. SNZZ in my case, and whoa, they all move. Actually, not SCZ, it's SNX. Okay, there, and then I move my mouse wheel. You see there's a small number, and that actually decides this or specifies the size. And so S and X. See with this, it's kind of like a scaling. But this is not a good look. What about sphere? Yeah, much better. See, I need to figure out the correct radius. And now from the center, that was scaled the most, and to there, the scaling went off, being less and less useful. Very good. One cut. Very good. So that was very helpful. We can now do Shift S selection to curve. So we bring it back. We stop that whole rotation. It's actually 113. Then we pick the dome, pick this plane, Control P, and then we click it, go to Object Property, Faces, one about verts. See, you can do whatever you want. We can also pick here and add a modifier. Does this do anything? It does not, besides smoothing it. Okay, what about, I go faces? Ooh, there it does something. So it's a very, very simple mesh that's easy to work with, and then we just make it much more denser by increasing the count via the modifier. Now, this is not ideal, the spacing. This is better, but we're doing just a visualization of an object with a simulation of Bristles, so that's actually more than fine. Because without it just looks too sparse. Okay. Whoops. So if I move this mesh, you see all the stuff moves with it. That's nice. Rotate 113. That I remembered the value. And then all I have to do is move this one to where it fits in there. nicely centered. Maybe in edit mode AA. SN, I'll turn this off, I don't want this. SNX, now SNY, scale these apart a little bit. So I'm getting closer to the edge. Very good. And this object is still in front, so G and Z. Make sure that this plane is sunk in, so only the bristles actually stick through, like this. Pretty good. In reality, there would be holes where the bristles would be pushed in. We can skip that thing for the moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and there is actually our basic bristle thing.